here in Madison, New Hampshire. Call to order and the Pledge of Allegiance. Ken, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Oh, you want Ron to? Okay. You gotta give me a second to get up. I don't get up
You
quickly.
need a hand?
No, I just need the arms in the chair. Okay.
Your leg doesn't look great.
It's not right.
I hope it's better.
It's better.
Okay. I pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
You didn't even hold on to the...
Whoops, my pain.
So how are you feeling though?
Not bad, pretty good. It's still really stiff and it's still really tight and it still takes me a little bit to move it around, but they keep reminding me that it's only been 4 weeks and it's a 6 to 8 week process. Probably more like 8 weeks for me because of the knee replacement. It's gonna be an 8 week process for the bone to heal, so.
Right.
Out there in Madison land, if you're not aware, I broke my femur about a month ago, so I am healing. But, so roll call and elevation of alternates, we have Paulette Lowry, Sharon Schilling, and Ron Force, who are regular members. That constitutes a quorum. We have Ken Sweet, who is a alternate, but because we have a quorum, we do not need to elevate, we don't need to elevate Mr. Sweet to a voting member. 506. Asia.
Now, which minutes are we approving? May
We,
20?
May 20th, because we
Okay.
didn't have a meeting in June.
Right, correct, okay.
So, I did find one that I made a mistake in it. Oh, and I don't remember, maybe it's in my notes here. It was Carol. The videographer is Carol
Right.
DeAndrea, is that how you say her last name?
Dandino.
Dandino?
D-A-N,
Dandeneau.
correct?
Dandino, videographer. Okay, today is Asia. Let's see, videographer. Okay, so that change has to be made. Everything else, 501, and then down under the old business, I wrote the 1, 2, 3, fourth line down. Lowry indicated that she had approached the new minister, Reverend Anderson. It should be Pastor Anderson, right?
Yes, it is, Pastor, you're right.
And there should be a left parenthesis around the word pastor. So.
And third line from the bottom, just a misspelling. Third line from the bottom of the first page over on the right.
Oh, yeah,
Kent High
marching.
School marching band.
Should be instead of marching. Marching.
So just throw a C in there.
Yep, thank you. Would be participating.
Oh, wait a minute,
Discuss.
yours is different than mine. I think I'll take yours.
Oh, yeah, because you scrunched your font and put it all on.
Oh,
Mostly
yeah.
a page.
I don't know how to change my font on my computer.
Okay, well, we can teach you to do that.
Okay.
Are there any other?
Oh, flip the page.
Yep.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve as amended.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that was, Force, motion, Lowry, second, unanimous. Minutes. As, they're approved as amended. All right. Any public comments? We don't have any public, but anyone else have any comments? That's not something that's on the, no?
No.
Okay. New business, moving on to new business. Old Home Week tabling. I had sent an email to you all because I had gotten an email, from, I forget her name, Old Home Week person who
Oh,
was
yes.
managing the tables and those kinds of things, for what we would need to do to sign up for a table. Ken, you said you would help spell some of the time during Old Home Week. I don't know that I am here that week. I am supposed to see my son in New York with the baby, since I missed the trip to Greece because of the leg. But if I am going to be here, I'll absolutely help table. Is there anyone else?
I won't be here.
You won't be here?
I'm-
Ron,
I'll be
you?
here part of the week. The latter part of the week, I'll be here.
But it's
Okay.
the first day,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's the Saturday when
Yeah,
they
the
do the big
third.
tents.
Yeah, the
Is that-
third, I think it is.
Is that, let me look at the calendar.
So are you talking about tabling every day?
No,
No, just that one day.
Oh, the one
that
day on
Just
Saturday.
that
I'm
one
sorry.
day, yep.
The first Saturday?
The first
Yes.
Saturday, the 3rd.
Oh, okay. I've got company coming, so from out of state.
How well do you like them?
All right, well,
Ask me at the end of their visit.
I'll also, I'll check with,
So you might be
Cheryl, I
ready
know
for
she
break.
hasn't been here to many of the meetings, because she's been going to school. I'll
Right,
see if she's available, she had done it last year with me.
okay.
So I'll see if she's available and wants to participate. If she is not available and doesn't want to participate, it doesn't look like it would be, the only one who is committed is Ken. I will look, like I said, I'll look at the schedule and see what my deal is, but like I said, I think that weekend we're down in New York. So, we may not be able to, but we may be able to just have a table that has information on it. And so I'll check that. Okay?
Yeah.
So we will table the tabling pending further information,
Yeah.
further info.
I wonder if, I doubt if he would do it, but Bruce Corrado maybe.
Oh, yeah, we can ask Bruce if he'd like to.
Yeah.
But he doesn't usually get up that early.
Well, maybe if Ken takes the early shift, then it's not that early.
No,
It's not that early.
probably,
I-
usually they set up by, was it 8 or 9?
They have all the tents and stuff set up. It's just, I have a table. Well, I think they actually provided a table for us last year.
Yes.
I can't remember. I think
Yeah,
they provided the
usually
table.
do.
So I just use tablecloths and stuff that I have. I have flags and things to put, on the table. And I had a banner that I had made. I'll have to look to see. It's rolled up, so I don't know what kind of shape it's in from last year. But if it's in okay enough shape, then there's a banner that can just go on the front of the table. And I would get with you before to make sure that, whoever needs information has all the information they need. And I'll get in touch with the folks, the Veteran Services folks down in Manchester. Last year, they had somebody come and table. I don't know if that person will come again. But they brought information with them about veteran services and veteran, recognition stuff, and see if they can't make it, can they at least send that stuff in a box to us so that we have it to hand out. So, attend or send. Call, Sharon, call. Okay, anything else about that? So we'll pick up with this. It's July, so ooh.
Yeah,
It's
it's
July.
coming soon.
Well,
Yeah.
I keep, see, I'm a
Oh,
whole
yes, I
month
know that
off.
feeling.
Yeah. All right, so I'll call tomorrow. And we may,
Yeah,
I may
the
have to.
decisions of this are probably gonna have to be made outside of meetings, so
Right.
that, because there isn't one until afterwards.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, the next one
Yes.
is August 19th, so. Okay, anything else about Old Home Week? I did see a Facebook post that the National Guard helicopter is coming again.
Yes, I
So-
did too.
Put it on your list, it is quite the event to watch them land and take off.
Is there a flyer, as there's been in prior years, a big flyer? I've looked in the post office.
I don't
They,
believe it's
they are
done yet.
not out yet, but they usually do.
Not even online yet.
Not even online. I've checked the town website.
If you go to download the schedule, it's last year's still.
Well,
Right. I
The person
looked
to
at that as well.
contact
I
about
mean,
that.
everything's
Mr.
the same
Brooks.
day of the week, it's just the number of the
Yeah.
day that's changed.
Well,
Yeah,
Mike Brooks has been on vacation for the last week or so, so
Yeah.
I'm sure
but
now that
in
he's
charge
back, he's
now
gonna,
of the Old Home Week Committee.
Right.
I'm sure now that he's back, he's.
Yeah, the Old Home Week
on that.
Committee is retired. He is now the Old Home Week Committee.
The actual committee has
He
retired?
is in charge. If you look at the website, The old committee members have retired after many years,
Right.
and he is now in charge of to my understanding, of Old Home Week.
But those were
himself.
just the people who led the Old Home Week Committee. There were many other people
Well,
on the
right,
committee.
yes,
So
yes.
they still remain.
But the leadership is pretty important.
Oh, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that
But I-
the whole committee didn't go defunct.
No, no,
And it's
I'm
just
pretty sure
all on
that-
Mike's shoulders
I'm pretty sure that Mike has assumed the role.
of the head.
Of the
The
head.
leadership role.
Yes, the leadership part.
That's what I gathered from the website,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so. So I'm sure this week it'll either be sent to the printer this week so that it's back for next week, or however they're gonna do it, or it's already at the printer and he has to pick it up this week, whatever that's gonna be, but I'm sure, if I remember correctly from last year, it was only about a week and a half or so before it all kicked
Yeah.
off, that
Right.
the actual flyers showed up posted anywhere, so
They generally show up at the dump the week before it
starts. If you give people too much notice, they lose those notifications and they forget, so.
Well, it's on a
Say
a
they don't
14-inch
have-
piece of paper.
14 by
Yes.
11,
It's
yeah.
hard to
Right.
lose.
You would
Right,
think.
it is, it
You would
is.
think.
Mhm.
Okay, any other new business that we haven't talked about?
Is it,
No? Okay, then moving, what?
well, should we talk about my meeting with the selectmen?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of new business,
It
yeah,
is new
absolutely.
business. The reason I'd like to meet with the selectmen is because I think Cheryl had tried it before while I was.
Sharon.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sharon had tried it before. And to combine both the Veterans Monument Committee and this committee together. And one of the selectmen was very adamant about not doing that, where it's very difficult to get volunteers to be on these committees, and we both, it is for veterans, both of them are. We can be one body, but have two separate entities to keep them separate, but have the meeting here at the same time.
Yeah, I think if there's any money that would be in the town budget that's attributed to the Veterans Monument, keeping all of that separate and distinct would
absolutely.
be important.
Yeah,
I think for
because-
transparency purposes, if for nothing
Absolutely
else.
different line items in the
Yeah,
budget.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, and the thing of it was, before the Veterans Monument Committee, which I know I'm saying the wrong words for it, but we used to do all the fundraising for the monument. The town had not put any tax dollars into it until it was completed, and then we stopped fundraising. So the town agreed to, pay for putting new names on the monument as it came along.
Yeah, it's now a budget line item. And the actual official name of your committee is the Veterans Advisory
Advisory Committee.
Committee.
Thank
Advisory
you.
committee.
Yeah,
Right, so
I'm a
did they
little brain
actually
dead.
take a formal vote during that meeting, or no?
To what?
To combine them or not combine them?
They did take a formal vote and said they would not combine them. Part of their concern, and it was when Selectman Morrow was the chair, part of their concern was that when I approached the Board of Selectmen to actually establish this services committee, I had said I have no intention of combining these committees. The monument, the folks who deal with the monument should still deal with the monument. I'm willing to help and provide support where I can, but I had no intention of combining them. I was completely unaware at the time that really the only member of the Veterans Advisory Committee, which is the monument, was Paulette.
Is
That
that
was it.
still the case?
Well,
We don't know.
we don't know. We filled out paperwork for new committee members, which.
I volunteered to be one of them. I think Cheryl Harris volunteered to be one of them. But we've never heard
On the
anything back.
advisory committee?
On the
Yes.
advisory committee.
Oh, so
But
you,
we were never, it used to be, I think because we had monies involved, we had to be sworn in to be on those committees. and I don't know what the process is anymore.
So I don't know whether or not I am or am not an official member of the Veterans Advisory Committee.
You never got a letter on the subject?
I've never even
Because they
been
did send out
contacted or
letters for
saying-
this committee.
Right. So I have asked because I sent it in October of '22 to request to be on the,
Oh my gosh, and you
Yes.
haven't heard in
And I-
almost a year and a half?
in a year. And I did ask at one point, and I was told, oh, I don't know, I don't know where that went. Well, I'll go find it, I'll look for it. But then it still hasn't, and I haven't necessarily been dogged about pursuing it, figuring,
Right.
we were working with and talking with Paulette, since she's the only member of the committee, we were still able to get done the things that we needed to get done. And when she wasn't here, she had requested that I talk to the Board of Selectmen and had given me a letter, and with information and the quotes and the estimates from Arthur's Memorial to take care of the monument, but.
Well, in the annual report in February, it lists all the committees and who the members are of those committees. And,
The annual reports are right there.
right,
Is there one from just this
so,
last year?
well, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Whoops, I'm sorry. So that if 2023 should be right inside. And that would tell you if there's any,
If I remember correctly, it's still listed Henry Forrest, because he was still alive at the time, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, correct. There's Eric Edwards, Paulette,
and Eric has not been to any meetings, and he had resigned.
and Franklin Jones.
Well, Franklin Jones is, he hasn't been coming to the meeting, they're all,
And Michael Brooks is on the Veterans.
he is the
Monument.
advisor.
But in the
town
book,
rep, yeah.
in the book, it doesn't say advisory committee, it says monument committee.
Yes,
Interesting.
right. So, I think the whole thing, the Veterans Advisory versus Veterans Monument versus Veterans Services Committee, I think it bears taking a look at and advising and discussing with the Board of Selectmen how to, I don't wanna say combine resources, but economize on the resources that are available, so that, there's not an extra meeting that has to be scheduled in the already booked, town hall meeting room,
Well, maybe
when it's a
put-
15-minute conversation that can be had as a subset of this committee, or any other, you can call it anything they want. We can be subsumed, the Veteran Service Committee could be subsumed underneath the Veterans Monument / Advisory Committee. I have no dog in that fight whatsoever. I just
But-
wanna see all those needs met.
But the selectmen are the overseers of all these committees.
Correct.
Right,
And in 2022,
yes,
it's called the Veterans Advisory Committee. And it's the same people.
Is
So-
Paulette's name on there?
Yes,
Oh,
my name's been on there
yes.
forever.
I didn't hear him read it the first
It's
time.
exactly the same people in 2022, but it's called the Veterans Advisory Committee. So was there a formal
I have-
change of name of the committee?
I have not submitted a change to the committee
Nor
of
have
the
I.
name, because I am never around for town meeting, or,
I'm just
You could
curious.
require a warrant article. Or at least a written request to the selectmen, and they would vote on it during a selectmen's meeting, I would think.
It's just interesting.
Right, and even when we were talking to you about becoming a member of the committee, there was a level of confusion as to which committee we were
I
talking
can see why there's
about.
confusion, because there's
Yes.
confusion in the annual
In the
report.
town,
Right.
yeah.
Because one year they call it one thing, and another year it has a different name. And then in 2022, excuse me, it's the Veterans Advisory Committee.
That would be back to 21 in that one?
That's
This-
2021, I think. This is 2022, this is 2023.
I'm sorry, I got them in order,
Right.
out of the top of the pile. This
doesn't
goes
have
back
the
to
year on it?
2017.
Oh, goodness,
So-
all right, so
So
2017.
it's been
It was-
advisory for many years.
Okay, I'll write that down. So
And you might wanna ask and say, was there a formal change at a meeting? Because it's kind of important, I mean, the Veterans Advisory Committee versus the Veterans Monument Committee. And is there a difference in the job descriptions of that committee,
Versus the Veteran Service
Or the
Committee, which is what we,
responsibility.
right.
of those committees?
when I first started, it was called the Veterans Monument Committee. It wasn't the advisory, that's
But
how
it's-
many years back, but yet you have 2 years that says.
No, it goes back 6 years advisory,
Oh.
and maybe more.
Yeah,
The Monument Committee is just last year.
so they should,
So the question is, I think it's worthy of bringing it up at a selectmen's meeting, say, could you clarify the change?
I'm gonna
And
have
is
you
it-
write up something for me. So I can have, that's an excellent point, yes. Yeah,
Because did you sign up for the Monument Committee or the
No, oh, I signed
advisory?
up for the, good question, I'd have to go
Because
back and check
it
the
didn't,
sheet.
according to the annual report, the advisory committee didn't exist in 2023.
Yeah, but I requested in 2022,
And that was the
that would
advisory
have been the
committee.
advisory
And it was
committee.
changed to Monument Committee, well, yeah, that is a typo, which I doubt,
yeah,
but something happened. And I
yeah,
think-
somebody must have made a
I
mistake.
think we need clarification from the selectmen as
Yes.
to why there was a change in the annual report.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
just a simple question.
Right. Wouldn't you like to support me? No, I'm just,
I have no problem
no, I
debating in
know, I
public.
know, I don't have any problems either.
Yeah.
It's just, I wanna make sure that it's worded correctly, you know, to put both committees together. It's not, it's a fact that we can't get,
But did the selectmen, when you addressed them recently, call it the advisory committee?
I'd have to go back and look, she
Because-
wasn't actually there.
I
It wasn't
wasn't
actually
here.
there. Okay.
She
Yeah,
wasn't there,
see,
I had.
Because if it
I'm never
was,
here for
if
town
it was, it
meeting.
doesn't exist
Or-
according to the annual report.
right,
So, Yeah.
and I think I threw out all of my annual reports except for the most
The
recent ones.
most recent ones,
well,
because I know
there's
they're all
always one in the
online.
library, and there's
Yeah.
always one
I
here.
couldn't find
And
it
they're
online
online.
today.
You couldn't?
No, not to save my life.
Huh, I'll have to go back and look, I found it. Maybe it's just, it might be hidden somewhere or something,
I'm pretty good at looking at hiddens.
yeah, right?
Okay.
You know, it just. I even searched, did the website search for annual report, and it says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh, that's not good.
You asked Chat GPT-4, and they couldn't answer the question?
I hit the
little
magnifying glass
magnifying.
up top in the right-hand corner,
Right.
whatever you wanna call that.
Yeah, and like Cheryl would like it in writing,
Sharon.
Linda,
Linda.
I'm sorry. I've had a
Ooh,
very,
yeah, right.
yeah, you know how Sharon has had her hip, well, her leg, I had my hip, and my brain hasn't been the same.
No doubt, no doubt, they put you on a lot of meds.
We can all relate to that.
Okay,
Right.
yes,
Speak for
yes.
yourself.
But Linda requested that we send her, get her a notification by Thursday, and she will
I'm
look to
copying
see if
that.
there's space to
You
put us
are.
on the agenda.
Okay,
I'm trying to make pesto and I'm having difficulties, so I'm sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
Notification by Thursday for the next BOS, right? Board of Selectmen's meeting,
yes,
which is
next Tuesday,
not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow,
tomorrow, yes.
And what I'll do, Paulette,
is the 22nd.
is because the minutes of the BOS meetings are published,
Yeah,
I'll go back and look at the minutes, you know, just quickly look at them and see if there was any formal discussion at a meeting that changed the name
right.
from advisory to monument.
Well, you would think that if there would have been a formal notification from the town saying we've changed this name and notifying Paulette in a
I
letter.
fully agree.
But
I
it may not have
fully agree.
happened.
It may, right. So it just may be an oversight, whoever typed that up.
I think it is.
It's an oversight and it should have been advisory.
Right.
But it's-
I've got a feeling.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Linda requests a notification by Thursday for the next Board of Selectmen's meeting. Okay, so I'll work with you to get something.
Right.
Work with Paulette. Okay, anything else under new business? We'll move on to old business then. We have the Veterans Monument
Mm-hmm,
on the list.
yes.
Do we have any updates?
No.
No,
We're pending still
We're
information
still
from the
pending.
town?
from town,
Okay,
right.
because I see the monument's still there, so.
Right, exactly.
Okay, we're pending
Is it being moved?
info. It hasn't moved.
No,
But to fix it, they were going to.
Yes, they would have to
Oh, I
remove
see.
it, then
Okay.
take the
So
whole
if
thing
it's
out.
gone, it's in the process.
I see.
Yeah,
To
but the
fix
fact
it,
that
they have
it's-
to take it somewhere.
Yes, to Vermont.
to
Temporary.
Vermont,
I
where they
understand.
originally was purchased
Oh,
and
Yeah. So,
engraved.
so the fact that it's still there means
I understand, okay.
it's not in process yet.
Oh, okay.
And we're not 100% sure why, so we're waiting on information. I know Mr. Brooks was out of the office for the
Yeah.
last week or so, so we're waiting. We'll get an update from him,
That's
hopefully this week, before the end of the week.
corrections and names and additions.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
I had given him the whole list of the names and the corrections when I came back and they had decided to remove it, just to make sure that he had the proper correct
He had all the
list.
correct spellings and stuff, so.
Yeah,
And we had some to add to it. There were some additional names to be put on there. There were, I think, four additional names. Your list had additional names of
Right.
names that are not
Yes,
on there.
yes,
Right, yeah.
yes.
I keep pointing that way because it's right
That's
up
where
there.
it-
That's where it is. I'm
In
not
that
pointing
corner.
at the audience.
Mhm.
Okay, old business. I thought I had something that I didn't think about. Oh, I know, old business that I didn't put on here. The warrant article wording. By June.
Still working on it.
Okay.
I went this week, like I couldn't find any warrant articles or the town report, annual report to look at, see how they frame them in here.
Can we pull one and take a picture of some of the wording and then I'll send
Sure.
it to you? Yeah.
My phone's outside.
No, that's okay.
otherwise
I have
would-
I have a phone.
This is the latest one.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the.
Yeah, because it wasn't it in this past year that they had worded it?
Was it no, it was March of 2022 that they had.
Oh, I thought it was 2023.
No. Here we go. Here's the articles. Get past these.
And the information that I have about the RSA's is a little too generic to figure out which end is up, so I have to dig a little deeper to find out exactly which RSA is which.
I'll take a picture of a couple of the pages that then you'll be able to paw through the wording and see. Trying to not get glare on it and get the whole page. One. Two. Three.
Yeah, I don't need them all, I just need a couple to look at and see how they're formatted and how they're expected to read.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see, because some of the ones that don't require a money number are close to the end. And actually, I think, oh, no, the what's that other board now? The budget committee does not vote on
Right.
warrant articles that don't have
Right.
money attached to them, but I'll send these to you. I took up pictures of a couple pages of them and I'll send them to you. I'm happy to help if you get stuck and I'm like, I don't even know how to start this, because I'd really like to get this done by September, so
Right.
that it's at least A, being passed around, and B, you know, if there's.
Well, it's separate from the writing the warrant article, we need to get a petition out to even get it on.
Yeah, I think that's fairly simple part, because it only requires, I think, 25 signatures,
Right.
25 full-time resident voting,
Registered voters.
registered voters, thank you.
Yeah.
And like, community market is one where people leave it
Yeah.
at, Silver
Yeah.
Lake Hardware,
Right, the village store,
the village store,
Right.
yeah.
So-
Which
Absolutely. Those-
Nicole is leaving,
she's already sold it.
Yeah,
which hasn't left.
No, she hasn't left yet.
Last time I talked to her, 2 or 3 weeks ago, she has leased it, she
Yeah,
hasn't
leased
sold
it, yeah.
Well, it's a lease purchase
It's a-
agreement,
Right,
Yeah.
but she's going to,
continue to help run it,
to help run it.
till the new owner gets her feet on the ground and things are moving and.
So it'll be a slow transition.
She posted on Bookface about the status a couple days ago.
Right, yeah,
Oh, she said it was sold.
Yeah, one time last week.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe something's changed, it's been a few weeks since I talked to her.
Things have been in motion for a while, but they were, the return information from what they sent out was slow in returning,
So,
Yeah.
is what it read as.
Mhm.
oh, it took the state, yeah,
Yeah,
it took the state a while, from the licensing and all that kind of stuff and the agreements and everything. It took the state a while to go through it and make sure everything was up and up. Okay, anything else from under old business? No?
No.
Okay, then we'll move on to administration. Gary Palmer has resigned from the committee because he's moving out of town, if he hasn't already moved. He's sold his house and he's moving out of town, so.
Yes, I spoke with him a while back at something, that's what he had said he
Yeah,
had going on in his life.
yeah. I don't know where he moved to, I didn't have a chance to talk to him. I'll send him an email and just check to see how he's doing and what he's doing. I intend this week to talk to Cheryl Harris to see what her intentions are, maybe now that summer is here and I don't know if she's still going through classes, if she can make a meeting or two, what she wants to do. We had moved her to be an alternate because of her status, but she has not been able to attend any meetings this year, and so if that's gonna continue, then there's no sense in having her in name only as an alternate. And we can then open it up if there's anyone out there who's a veteran who'd like to sit on this committee, I'm happy to entertain that request, just, A, let me know, or B, go online and get the form to volunteer and fill that out and send it in, and we'll see about getting it on.
How many primary positions do we have and how many alternates?
We have 5 and up to 3 alternates. We can have up to 5 members and 3 alternates,
5 members and 3 alternates, thank you.
Yep. Which is why it takes 3 of us to be a quorum.
Right.
Anything else under administration? I know what I had under old business. I was thinking about addresses. Have you had a chance to talk to John Arruda about?
Yes, he said we could set a table up there as long as we are not in the way of the rush.
Okay,
So either out back towards the recycling area where the TVs and stuff go, or out towards the gate as you leave.
But you couldn't be like,
But not up top
no,
Right.
where you're
okay.
in the way of people coming on the weekends.
It's too congested on top.
It's
Yeah.
too congested. It's congested, it makes things harder on them, and it also becomes a safety issue for the people up there,
Mhm.
because we know how attentive people are in tight spaces.
I talked to John a few days ago when I was there, and he says during the summer months, on a weekend, 3,000 cars come through that transfer station. And I was amazed. He says some people, believe it or not, come twice in a weekend, but the vast 3,000 during the summer months, it's
Well,
crazy.
A couple of years ago.
So it's a good place to get some attention.
right.
A couple of years ago, they had, I couldn't believe all the mattresses that were down below when I went to the dump. And every week it was filled. And
They collect them
No, no.
for covering the bins when they ship them out.
No. This was, I said, who in town has that many mattresses? It was a resident that lived in Idlewise that had a motel on Cape Cod. Brought a truck, was changing his mattresses because he was a resident of Madison, would bring his.
But he gets charged for those mattresses.
Yes,
Yeah.
but why should we fill our dump
Right.
with out of state? And I questioned that, and I said, why not? I spoke to Mr. Ruda and I said, how about, having, like, give out tickets or something so that, like your pass that you have for your thing, have on it that you can only bring 5 mattresses a year.
Bookkeeping.
Exactly.
Or just
Right.
turn them away and say, I'm sorry, that's commercial stuff.
Right.
This is a residential transfer station.
Or you put a very hefty fee for
Well,
taking them.
The
because
fees all have to be
The
approved by
same.
the town.
And they
Yeah.
have to be the same.
It has to be the same.
Yeah.
But still, they are charging for mattresses.
Yes.
In a number of larger items, so that
And
does.
what they end up
also-
doing with the mattresses up there is they use them for shipping covers when they ship out.
For the old dumpsters. I think the new ones all have covers that go on them.
This is the waste material ones, the heavy, the bulk waste, not the compactors, the bulk waste.
Yeah, the bulk waste, which is
Yeah.
no covers,
Yeah, that's not good.
just open bins.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
But I mean, there had to be at least 30 or 40 of them every week.
that's a transfer station management issue that
Yeah,
they need to take up
right.
with the Board of Selectmen. So we will not solve that as
No,
a
and I
Veteran
will
Service
not
Committee.
even bring
I
it
don't
up.
even wanna take it on.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so then I think, some thought as to what weekends or what days might be the best, so to speak, to set a table up and how that's gonna work, putting heads together to figure out who's gonna do that.
I
and-
think at this point, it can be potentially really hot up there in the dome,
Mm-hmm.
so that would be lean towards a fall thing at this point.
Well, that's true. I was gonna say, but in the fall though, you're probably less likely to get some of the people who are here for summer
Right.
residents, the summer residents who are using. But in the early fall, September, we'll probably be able to do that, and still catch, because you're looking for people who are residents of Madison anyway, so, or who own a house here, actually. So, yeah, all right, so let's table that then to we'll talk about it in August, at the August meeting, tabling in September, October. And if it's October, that's fine, tabling in September.
Why don't we try to have more than just table it between now and then, have something proposed.
Would you like to do
it.
that? Would you like to talk to John to find out like what?
Either one of us would go through
Mhm.
the dump, just see, we need to pick a weekend that we think we wanna do it,
Okay,
and then from there, talk to him and say, cause he's not against it at all, so whatever we pick is pretty much at our leisure.
right, okay.
I can get a pop-up shelter,
I have one too that can be
you know,
used. I have a 12 by 12 pop-up shelter, so.
is it commercial grade?
Close to it if it's
Okay.
not, so, I mean.
The only thing is, you have to make sure that it's not gonna gather water and be a problem if it starts pouring.
No, I think,
So some of
It's
them,
got a
it
roof.
collects in, and others are tight enough that it just
it rolls
sheds
off.
off.
Yeah, mine, it does shed off, 'cause,
So, yeah, we need to determine a date. So
Okay.
why don't in July we figure out a date?
Right.
We'll know our schedules a little better.
Do
I
you-
know that between the 8th and, Sunday the 8th and through to the 15th, probably midway through that next week, I'll be gone.
of September or?
Yes.
Okay,
I have a little motorcycle ride in my future.
Good for you. 8th through when, did you say? Are you going with them? You going another road too?
I don't think so.
It'll be midweek, after the 15th.
Okay, 8 to, I'll
So
say
I
17th.
will be back by the 21st, which is a Saturday.
And when do you leave for?
I am leaving on, shucks, where am I here? Is it there? No, that's Dr. Mids. Okay, we're in July. Oh, that's not
And I
good.
think we should try to have some kind of informational board up by the gate telling people to look for us back there.
I am
You know,
leaving
veterans,
on-
please stop at the table out back or something like that. So they know why we're there
Okay,
and don't just try to drive by us because they don't understand what's going on.
so how about for the July meeting, you look at 2 or 3 dates for it to be done, and then also a proposal for wording for that board, and what else you would like to see at that table. And come to the meeting in July with those things, and that way then we can have a
This
construct.
is July.
August. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Come to the
welcome to
meeting
my,
in August.
welcome to my world.
God.
It does something to your brain.
It seriously does. Okay, yeah, come to the meeting in August with some
Okay.
of those things. Ron, would you help him? Would you be interested in being able to
Yes,
help him?
sure.
And if,
If he
Thank
takes the lead, I'd be happy to help.
Okay.
whatever
and
he
I
needs.
would be too, you know.
Oh, and I'm happy to send me an email or something and take a look at it and do that. Because I'm now retired, I don't know what my schedule is post. I don't even know when I'm gonna be allowed to drive. So I don't know any of that yet. So I'm not committing myself to many things because I'm so up in the air.
So are you re-retired because of this or temporarily retired?
No, I'm retired, and not because of this. I was already scheduled to be retired.
Ah.
I was already with a new grandbaby and that kind of stuff. I want to spend more time with them, and so I retired. But this made it not June 30th, but June 11th. So
Okay, I'm
Alright.
gonna be gone the 28th
of which month?
of July, and I come back on the 9th.
Okay, so you're here for the
August.
next meeting.
Yes, I will be here for the next
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, good. And I didn't know when you're leaving for Florida.
That will be sometimes in November.
In
We have
November.
reservations, I think in Jacksonville I can probably look it up.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
far enough away that we can get stuff done before then.
Do you still have your motorhome?
Yes,
Wow.
I just had repairs done to it, so, yeah. I don't know how many more years I'll be able to do it, but I'm gonna do it
Do it while
until I
you can.
can.
Good for
Right.
you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah.
Okay.
it's,
From an administration standpoint, is there anything else that we need to discuss? Anyone have anything that we haven't discussed? Okay, well then, if there are nothing else to discuss, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Force, anyone
Second.
second? Lowry, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Unanimous, and it is 5:49. The next meeting is August 19th at 5 PM here in the lower level of Town Hall. Thank you all for joining.
We can't know that because that's after the meeting. We had adjourned.
It's